Hello, all of our best friends, and welcome to the Cowboys pregame show, the DLLS pregame show, if you will. Big game against Philadelphia. Do you want them to win or lose? Let me know in the chat. We've reached that point of the season. Let's party. It starts meow. First thing in the chat is our buddy Kevin Gray, who you can see on all of our Mavs shows, with Saquon going for 20 for 185 and 3 touchdowns today with 3 laughing, crying emojis. That is not the spirit that we come into this game with, unless it's the spirit that you want to come into this game with. Welcome to the Cowboys DLLS pregame show. My name is Jeff, and I'm seated next to our X's and O's queen analyst, Aisha Morrison. How you feeling, Aisha? Feeling good? Feeling great? Feeling grand?
Listen, it's so hard because you see your team in this spot, but it's still F Philly to the day we die.
Yeah, it's hard.
I have to literally find
That's
That's
a tough one.
Deep inside of me because I still hate Philly enough to where I want them to win.
Yeah.
But I can't convince myself of unrealistic things.
Yeah, it's tough.
You guys have taken so much of my optimism.
Hold on, who is you guys?
I blame you.
I will tell you guys that I'm here and I'm offering a 6-week course on how to enjoy your team in a different way.
Oh.
If anybody is interested in learning how to cheer for a tanking team, I got you. I have a lot of experience at this. What's up,
guys? What's up, guys?
Yeah, we're trying to tank this thing, okay? But you're right. It's still Philadelphia, and the people of Philadelphia, it's the worst fan base on planet Earth. Their coach is kind of goofy, and so I don't want good things for Philadelphia sports teams. But today it's important that Philadelphia gets a big win.
You're going to jail for your tank agenda.
Today is a big day for the Cowboys chasing down a draft pick. That's what we're working on.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, clearly so many things have gone wrong. I mean, so I know that sometimes this comes in waves, right? Football does this to you. You'll have seasons where the Cowboys were fortunate with how healthy they were last year. You did deal with some major injuries, but going into the playoffs, by standards, they were one of the most healthy teams going into the playoffs. And then this year, you get shellacked by injuries every single place you look, every position group, every single one.
And it's in a year where you don't have any depth because you chose to go this route. Because you don't. By the way, Dante Fowler, 6 sacks in 6 weeks in Washington. Congratulations to him. A lot of the guys who left the Cowboys are having nice little seasons, and the Cowboys didn't do anything to replace them other than be like, yeah, we got some guys that are hanging around, and they're all going to be awesome. Well, speaking of awesome.
I'm about to.
Is that how you pronounce it?
It is awesome.
That's a sweet first name. It's spelled A-S-I-M, but Awesome Richards is going to be your starting left tackle today. Tyler Guyton is out because he's banged up. So it's a full-on party. Everyone is broken. That's the way it goes. Jeff, if we can't afford Derrick Henry, we can't afford your tanking course. That's fair. I'll give it to you for free. No, these are the fun games because this is the game where you're going to turn on your Cowboy game and you're going to expect them to lose. And if they lose, in my heart of hearts, I'll be like, that's good because the season was over anyway. Losses are great. If you beat the Eagles, that's fun too because we hate them. Yeah. So you can't lose today. Everything's a win today.
Yeah.
You can't lose.
I've conceded to actually starting to do my draft board.
Oh. John says, here comes another cheek clapping. So we're looking forward to that. Let's talk to Clarence Hill. Let's talk to Clarence. Let's see what's going on. How you doing, Mr. Clarence Hill? How are things?
What's up,
I'm well. How you guys doing, man? There's a lot of Eagles fans here ready to take over the stadium. That's what's going on out here. I mean, it's a lot of Philly fans. Certainly Cowboy fans are showing up. I was looking at the tickets. The tickets are in the dumper. I mean, I was talking to a scalper. You could get lower level seats for $100. I mean, no, it's in the tank. That's how the Cowboy fans are feeling. But of course, people are buying them. They're going to be here. A lot of Eagles fans here. Certainly, the Tyler Guyton news was a huge setback. One thing we haven't talked about: Dalvin Cook didn't get called up this week. That means Zeke is back.
Yeah, why wouldn't he be? He's the backup running back. He was in trouble last week. He's not in trouble anymore. Okay, so it's just going to be Rico, Zeke, and Lipke, and that's it? Because Deuce Vaughn's inactive too.
Deuce Vaughn's inactive too. I just said there was so much talk about Cook among us, certainly, and now he's inactive. I mean, he didn't get called up, and it's not a big deal anymore. We got Zeke back. He certainly served his 1 year disciplinary suspension, I guess, and is back. But of course, the running game is all about Rico. Rico is going to be the bell cow. It's going to get the bulk of the carries, and we'll see how this goes.
So I always thought that it didn't make any sense to have Zeke and Rico on your team and that it was always going to be one or the other. And now that we've seen Dalvin Cook, I'll be honest, I think Zeke's probably the better player amongst your washed old people. So I have no problem with what they're doing. And I like that Deuce is inactive too, because I don't need a bunch of running backs. Just give it to the good one. Rico can have the ball. Zeke can be here and come in when he gets tired, and Lipke can run his little plays. And I'm fine with that, Clarence. I think that's a good idea. I think that's what they're doing it right.
No, that's no problem, and it is what it is. There was always going to be, push going to have to come to shove with Cook, because he only gets 3 practice squads elevation. So when are you going to use it? If you're going to have him, if you want more, then you have to decide which one you're going to keep on the roster. And as much as we poo-pooed Zeke's 3.1 yards per carry, Cook has been 2.0. He's been worse.
Yes.
I mean, can we, Clarence, very briefly, can we go back to the Tyler Guyton situation? I saw Christy Scales reported that it's more about the shoulder than the neck. But, are we talking about maybe shutting down this kid too for the rest of the season? Or is that something that you think could be in the works? Because what's going on here, big dog?
Yeah, I don't think it's something that anyone's ready to go. That he's a rookie. You're not ready to go to shut him down, especially if, obviously he didn't practice this week, and we'll see how this goes. You want to, again, continue to get him reps. Even if the season's in the tank, you want to find a way to get him on the field because the experience is invaluable. But right now it's going to be awesome. Certainly they're still missing Chuma. He's not back yet. Here's a guy that if Chuma was there, he would be the one going at left tackle. Clearly they killed the experiment of moving Tyler Smith over to left tackle. So you're moving your best offensive lineman from his best position. They killed that experiment and going with Austin Richards. And, it's going to be a struggle today. Austin Richards, obviously obviously a draft pick from a year ago, but he hasn't looked good. He didn't look good in camp to me. And so they needed to help guide, and they will need to help Austin to slow down this Eagles pass rush.
Yeah, I'm just, at this point, Jeff, I'm fine with seeing Awesome, just to get it out the way. He was a 4th round pick for you? 5th? Was it 5th or 4th? Tater tots. I should know.
He wasn't that high. He wasn't that high.
He was a 4th round pick.
He's a 5th round pick.
No. He's a 5th round pick. Yeah. Offensive lineman that you had come in, looked at him as possibly being a swing tackle. We haven't really got to see him in even a full game yet. I think this will give us some information, especially since we already looking forward to the draft, Jeff.
Oh yeah, we're definitely we're here to lose this game, Clarence. But you can't lose, because if they beat Philadelphia, that's great. I love beating Philadelphia because their fan base is awful and their head coach is a goofy. But if you lose, that's great. We're right on track.
If it was the 5th, we'd both be as drunk as you was last night. Okay,
I'm not.
There's no.
But you're right. I was drunk last night.
Why would you? Zebiotics.
If it we the 5th, we'd both be drunk. That's an old school saying. There's no ifing about it. They're not ifing a win out of this game. Come on.
I do. Yeah, that is why you're pop. No, I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the saying. So Jonathan Mingo not ready this week. They traded a 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo last week. He's not ready to go yet this week. Mm-hmm. Do we anticipate that we are quite close though?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's out of shape. It's just a matter of him getting up to speed with the offense, and certainly you got an extra day next week with the Houston game on Monday night. He should be ready to go next week. I mean, you got Jalen Cropper's going to be called up to play this week.
Is he really?
You didn't see that?
That's my guy.
That's his.
That's my guy.
He just needs a shot.
When he didn't drop the ball,
he was good.
Once preseason got going, but just in camp, Jalen Cropper was a monster. I'm ready for my little tiny receiver. Let's go.
He was having a great camp until the preseason game start going. You're right. He was having a great camp. But yeah, they called him up and he's got the practice squad elevation. So we'll see what he adds to the receiving corps certainly. But yeah, you're at least a week away from Big Mingo.
So are we officially official that Dak Prescott is going to have surgery and miss the season, or is that we hear that it's likely what's going to happen?
That's where he's leaning. You know, that's all the information they've gotten is that he needs surgery, and that's the best way to fix it. And that's where he's going to New York on Monday, and we'll have one final consultation with the expert. But that's what it is. I mean, he confirmed that to me yesterday. So that's where they are. He's leading out. It's like a 4-month recovery from the surgery. I mean, goodness gracious, Jeff. Again, pay me my money. I don't want you having to go through 4 months of surgery with your leg falling off the bone, okay?
I bet Clarence Hill that I could beat Dak in a foot race, and then I made the mistake of putting a time on it, which was 4.9 in a 40, and he's right. There's no chance that my body's going to hold up. I think there's a 4.9 in there. I do believe that, but it would require all the body parts working when I push it in a way that it hasn't been pushed in a decade, and it is a terrible idea, and I'm probably just going to pay you, but we'll see. You know, I'm going to put on all the body armor I can find. I'm going tights. And then I'm going knee sleeves over the tights, and then I'm going patella brace over the sleeves, and I'm going to stretch it out and see what happens, Clarence.
I'm just saying, I don't want you having surgery. You've had enough surgeries in your life.
Between the both of y'all, it's going to smell like Ben Gay in here.
I like surgeries, though.
I'm not running. You don't worry about it.
You too.
I'm not running.
Oh, she just says,
like Ben Gay.
Yeah, so that's just what you smell like.
I'm not running. But yeah, it's unfortunate for a season that's gone off the rails. I don't know. I don't think anybody in their wildest nightmares could have envisioned the Cowboys from the Green Bay game to now this season going the way it's going. Yes, we didn't like the moves they made, but no one saw the injuries and the setbacks coming. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're starting quarterback and one of the best defensive players in football on a team that doesn't have the depth to absorb just normal injuries. This is an absolute train wreck, which is why we're going to begin monitoring Tankathon and just see what draft pick we can get. Are you ready for Travis Hunter? You ready? Clarence,
I would cry.
Get Travis Hunter in here?
I would quite literally cry.
Well, you're probably going to get him because the Giants may get the number 1 pick. I think they got the number 1 pick, and they need to take the quarterback. So they're going to take Shador. And that means Travis Hunter dropping to the Cowboys.
Okay, I like it.
It's possible.
All right, Clarence, we'll see you in the postgame. Have a great day.
All right, man.
Do you think if you're a writer, you've already written the story? Like you just plug in the score later? You just write the story of Philadelphia beat the hell.
Some people by halftime will have that thing written, done.
All right, so when we get Travis Hunter,
yes,
is he a corner who plays some receiver? Because receiver who plays some corner sounds weird to me, and I don't know. I can't explain why, but I don't feel like that works. But corner who plays some receiver, I think that works.
That makes more sense to me. I mean, one thing about corners that I realized when I went to the combine, man.
Welcome to the draft show.
Is the
Welcome.
the elasticity in their hips over time diminishes, and because you're turning, you're flipping, you're doing all this stuff, all this type of stuff. So to me, I'm leaning more towards receiver-esque things.
Oh, okay.
To preserve him, because I think the running that is involved being a corner is different than a receiver. I mean, you're gonna run as a receiver, but as a corner, you're backpedaling, you're flipping your hips, you're doing all this stuff. I just feel like it's more, no?
Yeah, that job's super annoying.
And then also,
I got to go cover a guy, and I don't even know where he's going, and he knows where he's going.
Right.
That just seems wrong.
And we've talked about how much, like, I don't know, just the wear and tear of these injuries specifically, and how much corners are having to come up and tackle and stuff now too. Like, it's just, I don't know if I want that for him. Ball skills are elite, clearly, but I don't know how you're gonna work this out. Whatever team takes him, they're gonna get criticized on either side. To me, people are gonna hate that you turn him into just a receiver, or people are gonna hate that you turn him into just a corner. But when you start talking money,
we're gonna test your cardio, buddy. Go ahead, play it all. Never come off the field.
I can't believe it. Very possible, though.
We're going to test your cardio.
You know, we talk about players, top players and all that stuff, but where the Cowboys are right now, and given what's going on before them and the need for quarterback and stuff for the other teams, I do think it is very possible that he's going to be there. Like, I don't doubt that he won't be there.
It'll be a party. If that happens, we're going to have a
Unless
party.
someone just wants to be a meanie face and take him because they know that the Cowboys want him.
No, somebody would be a meanie face and take him because he's super good and he's going to get drafted in the top 4 or 5. We got work to do. We need to lose this one.
We supposed to be talking about this game.
We got to lose to the Giants. Is a tough loss we got to pull off, but we got to pull that off. It's very important. Yeah, because it's time for your game time look around the league, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And your game time look around the league, I got to tell you, the New York Giants, they put on a clinic today on how you tank.
San Fran won.
They put on a clinic today on how you tank. The Giants now, if the season ended today, hold the number 1 overall pick. Why? Because they played the Carolina Panthers, who, if the Panthers had lost, they would have the number 1 overall pick. And what happened? A nice, competitive, terrible, bad football game. It was incredible to watch. Very bad. All the way around. Just awful. But the Giants got this young running back named Daron Tracy, who's a wonderful player. He carried the ball like 18 times for 100-something yards, almost 6 yards a carry. Had a hell of a day. Showed the coaching staff, I'm your guy. You found a running back. Congratulations. Then they get to overtime, and what does he do? Very first play, he fumbles. Why? Because he's a team-first guy.
Stop it.
I showed you what I got. I'll make sure we lose.
No.
Carolina wins. Giants take over the number 1 pick because Daron Tracy and that organization, they know how to lose. And that's important. Cooper Rush, I'm looking at you. What you want to do is be impressive.
No.
Make it competitive. And by God, if it's a tie game somewhere towards the end, go ahead and sack fumble that thing.
No.
Yeah, give up a game-winning field goal. Go ahead, sack fumble that thing.
Don't put that evil on him.
Let them. No, I'm saying after going like 26 for 34 for 315, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Make your money.
Yeah, get your money.
But don't make too much.
Fumble the game away.
God, you're terrible. I can't be chiming into this.
That's the challenge that I have for you. In other news around the NFL or look around the league, brought to you by our friends at Game Time, someone finally caught OJ. Josh Allen has tied O.J. Simpson for the 2nd most rushing touchdowns in Bills history. That happened today. Finally, somebody caught him. And the Chiefs, by the way, they just win. They win. They win. They lost the game to Bo Nix's Denver Broncos. Chip shot field goal to end it. Kansas City blocks it. Kansas City wins because it's what they do. They just find stupid ways to win football games without even being all that impressive this year. They're 9-0, and I hate them. And they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh my
and I
God.
don't hate them. I actually like them.
Is this how people felt when the Warriors were good like that?
Probably.
Minus the KD time because people want to put the little asterisks in there. But, man, it literally, have you heard that? We cannot beat this team. That's literally how I feel.
Nobody can beat the Chiefs. And I feel like so many teams are capable of beating the Chiefs.
I didn't believe
but they can't beat the Chiefs.
I believe in championship pedigree. To see it in real life, like in this way, is just, they have so many things just bounce their way. They have so much good luck. They just have so many things that go right for them. I hate it. I'm happy for them, but I hate it.
You make your own luck or something like that.
God.
San Francisco beat Tampa Bay 23-20. Buffalo is destroying the Indianapolis Colts. New England is spanking the Bears. Blah, 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 blah. That's your look around the league. Brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it?
Game time.
Game time. What's your guys' final score out there?
Yeah.
In what way?
I don't. No.
It's not about rubbing off. It's just about common sense.
It's about being realistic. And
this thing is over.
I don't like to get into. I like to be present. I like to be where my feet are during the season. My feet starting to walk the other way to the track.
When you get home, your feet sit in front of the computer and you open up Alabama defense and you start watching the tape. That's where your feet are.
I cannot believe I'm being peer pressured,
we're
forced into draft.
We're getting ready. Hit the like and subscribe. We can't lose today, ladies and gentlemen. We can't lose today.
You know what? You know what bothers me?
What?
You know what bothers me? All the DMs and stuff I keep getting when people being like, let's get in the draft. All this stuff. You're not going to want your altitude. You're not going to want 5 games. You're talking about something.
The people don't have to watch the tape. We do that.
It's our job. But still.
We'll tell them about it.
Don't put that anxiety on me.
We'll tell them all about it.
Let me make it.
Arizona got a real nice receiver. I'm just going to tell you. It's Arizona, right?
I like
giant kid.
I was trying to watch that Boise. That blue be hurting me.
Yeah, there's who is the school? Oh, it's Cup School, wasn't it? Because I've had to watch a game with the blue turf. You have to watch a lot of blue turf games because they have players
There's
at Boise.
red one.
The red turf,
Ooh.
I think it was Cooper Cup, some directional, whatever. They got a red turf one. That hurts your eyes. That sucks. My favorite thing about watching tape, and here's what you'll get. When you hear me talk about college players, what you're going to find, I love the small schools to see what sort of stupid stuff they got going on in the stadium because there's nobody there. We were watching some. It might have been Tariq Cohen back in the day, like North Carolina A&T. I don't remember what the school was, but it was a tiny school. And they had a bounce house just outside the end zone.
Get away from me.
And it was badass. Just a bounce house. Oh, I remember that. There's like 6 kids just playing right there by the field.
Look at the scores we got in the chat. We got
108-3 Eagles.
That's one of your scores.
37-17 Eagles.
Kevin Gray.
3-2 Eagles.
35-14.
35-14 Eagles. See, that's a real guess, though.
You got anything you looking for in this game? Any matchups? I know we do my thing, but like
so this goes to being serious about it. Like
Let's
it moves
be
on.
serious.
The way that I watch the Cowboys now totally changes. It's no longer are they going to win this game? Can they win this game? We go team. It's okay. Awesome Richards is going to get a chance. Sweet. I'm going to have 50, 60 plays to figure out, do I think that's an NFL lineman or are we looking for the next Awesome Richards already?
We're evaluating.
Yeah, we're evaluating.
Oh my God.
We're evaluating.
The fun is gone.
Like if Jalen Cropper gets to play real snaps, like I think that becomes the fun part is can you find players?
Yes.
Because at camp, it happens every year with a receiver. This one felt different to me. Like Jalen Cropper was really good against the ones, against anybody. He was getting open and he was making plays. And to see him actually get an opportunity to go play real NFL football, if he gets to play 20 or 30 snaps, he might show you something.
Mm-hmm.
He might show you, this is a little generous, maybe. He might show you, Jalen Tolbert don't need to be playing that much. I'm here. Like guys getting those opportunities that you think because you've seen it in camp or whatever, and then they get a real opportunity, that's fun to me. To see if you can find some guys. And they have room for some guys.
I agree.
This roster got room for some guys to show up.
I'm trying to think of like who else comes to mind when you talk about, I wouldn't say anybody from the linebacker core. Maybe
you had secondary guys you liked in camp, right? There
Yeah.
was I don't remember who they were, but I feel like you had a safety that you like. He's gone, isn't he?
He gone.
He gone.
We could have seen him.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you get to see. I do want to see more, if given the chance, more Israel Mukuamu. Some of those guys that have been around that you're like, I don't know what he is. One of the biggest questions for me is Marquise Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Because this gentleman went from playing every snap last year to just being on special teams. And even though he struggled through the year with his size and, playing the run against tight ends,
He was awesome.
he ranked top 10.
Yeah, he was awesome.
That he has value specifically in the nickel. I wonder if that's something you can build upon as well. So yeah, like to your point, we're just looking for traits, man, and we're evaluating it. I can't believe I'm saying that in November.
Eagles 31-9, Philly 51-20. After the 5 stages of grief comes the evaluation stage.
I am hurting.
Yeah,
I'm hurting inside.
But it's also football, and football gets wild sometimes. What if Cooper Rush goes and lights up the Eagles? That'll be fun.
You know what I noticed about him though, and we might see this staff come out and be like, the way that the energy that Mike McCarthy has had as of late. What if they do come out and just be like, F it?
And even if it's not F it and just have Cooper Rush throw it around, like when you change the way you play, this requires your defense to help. And I don't know if that's realistic. It's probably not. But what if they do shift into the mode of, okay, so we're not counting on our quarterback to win games, and Rico goes out there and has 24 carries for 115 yards, and suddenly you're giving yourself a chance. If Jalen Hurts gives you a chance, if your defense gives you a chance, and you play balanced football and you find a little something. Do I believe that'll happen? Probably not. But, yeah, we can watch and hope. I'll watch and hope for that.
Oh, my God.
Nice little balanced football game, kicking butt.
Y'all, please.
Play good run defense.
Well, I don't know how good the run defense is, but I think Marist and Demarion Overshown are going to play some football.
That's what the season's about now.
I'm ecstatic to see them fly around. That's one of the matchups that I think is going to be incredibly important, is just how these linebackers, because I don't even count the DTs. No, I'm not talking about them. No.
Is this the official 2-eye in the sky here?
Sure,
We're watching the linebackers?
Sure, yes.
Matchups to watch?
Specifically, Demarion Overshown. I know they've used him as a spy several times this year. We don't know how Jalen Hurts' mobility is going to be affected by his ankle.
Oh, you mean because his, again, goofy coach? His coach is goofy. He was at a press conference like, yeah, it was on the injury report, Jalen's ankle, and two reporters go, no, it wasn't. He has an ankle injury? And the PR guy's like, and Nick Sirianni's looking at the PR guy like, oh, was that not on the injury report? And the guy's like, no. It was a rest day, coach. And he's like, oh, he was resting. And they're like, so does he have an ankle injury? Because you just said he does. And he's like, nope, he was resting. He's a goofy. Their head coach is a goofy.
He's interesting. And that brings me to, if that locker room, I said it on the other podcast I'm on, but like I think that locker room with Nick Sirianni at the helm, they understand that this probably means something to Kellen. Just is what it is.
Oh yeah, Kellen will want to go 40 burger on Dallas.
Please,
he's gonna want to go 40 burger.
We're gonna see a reverse.
We're gonna see a lot.
He's grown.
We're gonna see a lot.
I hate to say it through my teeth, but he is grown in his play calling a lot. His decision making, some of the things he's doing a lot. He's making Jalen do a lot less out of shotgun. I think just the weapons and their offensive line allows him to do things that he wasn't able to do here with Dak, and he's having a good time. I hate it.
Yeah, they have a good team. And like it's not like Kellen Moore was bad.
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, they always had really good offenses, but you know, as soon as somebody is gone and the next guy's up, we get really excited about the next guy and whatever's going to be different from the previous guy because those are the rules. Like Mike Zimmer was going to be awesome, and Dan Quinn was a real problem for us. Dan Quinn's kicking ass and taking names.
They
we got
are
Mike
having
Zimmer.
a great time over there in Commander Land. But Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean, that slowly but surely, we waited on Nakobe Dean. I remember the disappointment on draft night when the Cowboys took Tyler Smith instead of taking Nakobe Dean. And he's dealt with injuries and all these things. We're getting to see his play kind of come to fruition on the field. And, man, those dudes be running.
Yeah.
And hitting and so decisive in how they play.
Yeah. I'm
looking at, they still, give you some space at the line. So I'm wondering how the Cowboys are going to attack with the run game. You talked about Rico Dowdle having 115, 25 carries, something like that.
Yeah.
Make some of that some receptions. I think he's going to catch the ball a little bit today.
I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get.
The only hope I can give you is that Fred Johnson, their left tackle, because Mailata is out.
His name's Fred.
Them feet are so slow. Micah is going to look at him and be like, dude.
Like, will they call a pass play today? They will, because Kellen wants to score points.
They're going to call a pass play.
They'll call a pass play.
They have too many weapons to not do so.
Yeah, it sucks watching the division. It was already obviously away from the Cowboys, but just looking at it for right this second and maybe for the near future, I think the Cowboys will re-rack, reload. This was always going to be their balance the books season, and next season could be very different. And I know that the three after that will be very different. But just looking at teams you're about to play that are in your division and going, oh man, that's a kick-ass roster.
It is.
And then you look at yours and you're like, oh, ours would be okay if everybody wasn't broken. And so here we go.
There's a part of me that I've been saying it, and I feel it like a little kid almost, where you're just watching people pass you by and just watching specifically inside the division, teams pass you by, because you have had one of the better rosters. You had the quarterback. You had some type of synergy when it comes to your play callers and stuff like that. And the teams outside of your division, like the Commanders in Philly, they've been in limbo. They've had coordinator after coordinator after coordinator, all these coaching changes, stripped down and stuff. And you kind of had pretty much the same situation for the last couple of years, besides the defensive coordinator at this point. And you didn't take, because you mentioned earlier this week, the window. I thought the Cowboys window was before this.
Oh, it was. That was. And then this year they go and they closed it, and then they're
going to crack it a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, they're just hoping not to have to close it for long.
Because, man, this is, your division's competitive again.
Yeah.
Besides the Giants, they're just decoration.
Yeah.
But everybody else is.
And if you are a Cowboy fan out there that's just like, I'm just a diehard and I want to win and I want to win and I want to win, I will tell you, it'll be tough today because their team is better than your team. But
they might
the Eagles are wonky.
And they might come out and play because it's Philly.
The Eagles are wonky too. Like, I feel like they've gotten it together after a rough start, but that getting it together was also against bad teams.
Yeah.
And I mean, we fit in that category.
Takes one
but if you want to, look at it and say, hey, it's not like they've done what they've done is actually impressive and they're out here beating good teams. They found their groove by playing bad football teams. So go play good football, Go play good football and see what happens. Or more importantly, start cheering a different way. Instead of looking up the standings, look up tankathon.com, click on NFL, and all the teams in front of you in that direction, which is actually down, you make down up. That's what you're chasing.
No.
Let's go get this L. We can do it.
I can't root for an L, Jeff.
We can do it.
I can't do it.
Just root for a W and know that it's okay if it doesn't happen, and it'll be fine. Everybody have a great time. We're going to whoop Philly. Final score prediction from me, 91-5. Cowboys win. You ready?
I'm going 32-17 Philly.
30-13 Philly. Everybody have a great day. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy or else.
We all silly like the mayor.